Why can't you win? And it's often a question that you probably don't ask yourself enough, is like, why not? Why can't it be me? And you know, for me, like straight after the Olympics, the first thing I said was, you know, I'm just a normal kid from South London, like, who just love this sport. And I think that, you know, there's so many people out there who are, you know, in a position to do amazing things. So just ask yourself, why not? I got into triathlon through my dad, who was doing duathlons before, so not quite triathlon. For me, I think, and probably a lot of people, you know, their first ever role model growing up is probably their parents and what they were doing. So I remember going to watch a few of the competitions that he was doing up and down the country, and I think seeing that was the first time that I really started to ask questions about that sport. And then, yeah, consequentially triathlon.
You'll be fine. Alex is just going to go around.
I think the challenge of triathlon really excited me and kept me coming back, and yeah, I ended up making a lot of, you know, great friends, and then it became, you know, what I look forward to doing after school or before school, and yeah, just kind of grew and grew and grew. Everyone's always allowed me to make my own decisions, whether that's my parents or national governing bodies. I think I've been really well supported in that sense, and for me it's always been, you know, a curiosity which has taken me in whatever direction that I've gone in so far, that I really just want to see what my limit is and how good I really can be. And I think that's what excites me about sport, is just finding out how good I can be. In my crash in 2017, I was racing my first World Cup ever, and during the bike circuit, I was forced off the road and hit a concrete bollard. Ended up with quite a few broken bones and a punctured lung, and I ended up having to stay in hospital for another 4 weeks, and then stay in Sardinia for another 4 weeks, which at the time seemed crazy because I was doing my A-levels, and you know, at the time, probably like most kids of my age, like A-levels were the biggest thing in your life. As soon as something like that happens, you realise that like life is the most important thing, and that, you know, you have to really prioritise what you're doing within your life, and that probably gave me a bit of clarity in that, which was, yeah, probably in a bad situation, a really nice thing to happen. It's bizarre. Tokyo's a funny one in my mind, because it almost feels a bit like a dream, like the way it all happened so quickly, from winning Leeds World Series and qualifying so late into going into an Olympic Games, and then wanting to just kind of go in there and enjoy the experience and make the most out of it, to then kind of coming away with a gold and a silver medal was amazing. But I remember being, you know, super happy and elated with my performances, but at the same time I remember still thinking, you know, like most athletes, what if, and what could have happened. And I think hindsight often is a funny thing in that way, and I think that really actually allowed me to push on into the mixed relay and give my best performance, and help, you know, the other 3 guys who put in amazing legs bring home the gold medal. And I think that was great. But yeah, I think it's definitely kind of brought me back into coming back after Olympic Games, actually still hungry to come back and be driven and, you know, keep improving. I'd probably train between 28 and 33 hours a week, so that would probably be like a standard week with that would include 6 swims, 7 runs and 5 rides, and then I'd do 2 gym sessions and a drill session as well. So that would be kind of encompass my week, and there'll be varying levels of intensity throughout the week. But yeah, that's kind of the crux of what I do. When it comes to racing, people often say you got to be, you know, super aggressive and you got to find that thing inside of you. But for me, I often think that when I race in control and almost flow through what I'm doing, I feel like things slow down, and I actually am able to make really clear decisions and just feel in control of what I'm doing. And I think that's kind of the difference which I feel when I race, rather than, you know, feeling like I have to like smash through everything and you know, find a new level of aggression. So I think, yeah, that's kind of how I feel towards it. And yeah, I think there's no easy way to the top of the sport, in that sense that you do really have to put in, you know, hard work and hours, and, you know, be curious about what you're doing and ask questions and invest in yourself. But yeah, I think for me that I don't know if you need to be aggressive to be, you know, or ruthless to be a super, you know, top level athlete. The swim can often be, yeah, very physical, which is, as a smaller guy, can sometimes not be the most fun thing. But I think if you get caught up in one piece of contact, then your whole race can often unravel, and, you know, you can lose focus on what you're actually doing in the swim, whether that's technically or where you're going or all that kind of stuff, and get focused on one person when there's 60 other people you're racing in that race. And it's not just about beating one person, it's about being the best person you can be. Quite often within racing or within a day, you know, things can go crazy, and for me all it takes is just saying what's next, and that kind of brings me back to myself and what I'm actually doing. And, you know, I feel like that those two words can be so powerful for me, and just, you know, bringing me back to myself. My girlfriend's also a triathlete who's, you know, represented Wales at Commonwealth Games and raced multiple times World Series, and she actually doesn't like talking about triathlon too much, which I think is actually quite healthy for our household, obviously training, you know, so much. I think we both understand it and get it, and I think that's one of the strengths of us two being together, is that we really understand what each other's doing, and that also means that we don't have to, you know, talk shop all night, and we can actually switch off and, you know, enjoy cooking dinner together, or enjoy watching something together, or, you know, whatever it is. So I think that's quite nice. I think I'd say I feel pressure, but I think pressure for me is framed more in a way of that's more people supporting me, and more people, you know, putting that hand behind my back and, you know, giving me a pat or giving me a push, you know, and supporting me in that sense. And I think, you know, I'm hugely fortunate that I have so many people on my side which are invested in what I'm doing and supporting me in what I'm doing. And obviously that comes with pressure, but it comes with a great deal of support as well. For me, yeah, I guess fundamentally I feel like I have so much left to give, because I really would love to one day just have a perfect race and, you know, swim, bike and run amazingly and have that kind of complete race. And I really don't feel like I've had that yet. There's so much I have left to give to the sport, even though I have, you know, achieved what I have so far. I think that's, yeah, for me, what kind of keeps me getting out of bed.